What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another predictions video here on the channel. Live prediction video, I should say. Thank you guys for your feedback. We used to do these prediction videos. I used to film them ahead of time, edit them up, and post them. But you guys have been saying that you've been loving the interaction when we do them live. So here we are. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We post, I was going to say MMA, but it's more combat sports content, vlogs, music content, fight companions, live streams all weekend. There's a little something for everyone, the combat sports fan, the MMA fan, and the just average Joe. So thank you guys so much for joining. Smash that like button on this video. Get your comments in the live chat. We're going to go over a chunk of fights. We're going to go over this card chunk by chunk and then get back to the comments. We will start with the comments here quick before we get to the first fighter on the card, or first fight on the card. That's right. We will get through all 11 bouts here. We'll run them down. I will give my prediction and thoughts on the bouts. And then, like I said, I want to hear yours, but we will attack the comments in chunks. All right, back to the comments we go. And Volkan, I did get our degenerate pick of the week. If you guys want to hear the City Life Project's degenerate parlay, I should say, three fighter parlay of the week. Stay tuned till the very end. I got it here, buddy. I got it here. Anthony on YouTube, thank you so much for the donation on last stream, buddy, and for your support here. Volkan, what's going on? I'm great, man. Good to see you in the chat. I was just about to do tape research, and I love it with the Q&A. Yes, and Volkan has actually inspired the City Life Project. It's going to be pretty much Isha and Volkan's degenerate pick of the week. 3 fighters, moneyline parlay. I will reveal that at the end of the stream. All right, let's get into it. We'll highlight the first, let's say, 3 fights, and then we'll get back to the comments if it starts buzzing. Again, smash that like button if you haven't already. And let's get right into the first prelim fight on the card. Zara Farron against Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti is the favorite at -325, 5-1 as a pro. 4-1 in her last 5 fights on a 3-fight win streak. She's 26 years old, out of Portugal. Farron is out of France. She's on a 3-fight losing streak, 6-5, and she's 39 years old. Pretty big underdog, plus 260. 4 KO, TKO, 0 submissions, 2 decisions. She's got knocked out once, lost once via submission, and lost 3 times via decision. 0-3 in the UFC. I mean, Nunes is a solid fighter. Felicia Spencer, Megan Anderson. I mean, like, some solid names she's lost to, but that's it. Hasn't really impressed much in the UFC, other than she's fought some tough ladies. All right. On the other hand, Cavalcanti on a 3-fight win streak, like I said. 3 KO, TKO, 0 submissions. She's only lost once via decision. She's won 2 decisions. 1-0 in LFA, 0-1 in PFL. Okay. I mean, she's fought in some decent promotions right off the bat. UAE Warriors, PFL, LFA, and now is set to fight in the UFC. Now, the girl she fought in PFL lost a split decision, and she fought a 3-2 gal. I mean, beat a can in UAE Warriors. Got a good win in LFA, 4-1. Look, she's so young in her career right now that it's hard to judge her, but some decent wins and some well-respected promotions. She's younger. I did watch a little tape on her. She's not that bad, actually. And honestly, you just got to go with her. It's a coin flip. It's women's MMA. I could talk myself into picking either of the fighters, let's be honest. 3 KO TKOs is legit. She has fought some decent opponents. For what it's worth, she's been under the banner of pretty good leagues, but again, she's 26. Her opponent's 39. Way younger. There's the youth factor. Yeah, her opponent just not that great overall. Has not been super active. Does have KO power, I guess. And she has fought some, like I said, some tough opponents. Josiane Nunes is no joke, and she took her to a decision. I do think the young woman from Portugal will get it done. Again, I know she's only 5-1, and it's hard to make a sound analysis, a sound pick even when you go back and watch some of her last fights, just because the level of competition isn't there. But she looks good. She looks good. Beat a 4-1 gal in the last fight, like I said. So I'm going with her. Locking it in. But This one is less of a coin flip, but it's always kind of a coin flip nonetheless. All right, second fight on the card, and this one I'm looking forward to quite a bit. Again, we're totally interactive here, folks. Talk amongst yourselves. We will get back to the comments when we get through a chunk of these predictions. I think every 4 we'll go back to the comments, so be patient. Comment again when we get back to them. Farid Basharat against Clayton Rodriguez. Clayton Rodriguez moving up a weight class to fight in this one. Farid Basharat, we know the Basharat brothers. They are making a name for themselves in the UFC. Both of them very talented. 10-0 is Farid, hailing from Afghanistan, fighting out of England, but training out of Extreme Couture. 26 years old. He's a big favorite at -290. Let's take a look at his resume here. Again, appreciate everybody joining here for the live rundown. Like I said, Extreme Couture, 1 KO TKO, 5 submissions, 4 decisions. He had a great win off Contender Series and had a awesome debut UFC win against Damon Blackshear. I mean, that win is aging well, is it not? Especially showing that he could strike with him, grapple with him, the whole 9 yards. Farid Basharat is very well-rounded. And if you look at some of the other guys that he has on his resume, they ain't all cans, okay? They ain't all cans. When he was 1-0, he beat a 3-1. 4-0 when he was 5-0, 16-8 when he was 6-0. I mean, say what you want about that record. That's still a lot of experience. That's still a guy with a lot of wins that you're fighting. 6-4, man. 7-1 though on Contender Series, and then 12-4. You got to give it to Farid Basharat. Clayton Rodriguez 8-2 as a pro. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Won his last fight. 27 years old, so young as well. Plus 235. He is the underdog. Training at Team Nogueira, so a pretty good gym as well. 4 KO TKO, 2 submissions, 2 decisions, so pretty well-balanced fighter there. His only 2 losses have come via decision, so he's not been finished yet. 1-1 in the UFC. He's come off Contender Series as well. Last one against Shannon Ross. First round, KO TKO, damn good win. He lost a split decision to CJ Vergara. I mean, CJ Vergara, he's game to scrap, I guess. Beat a pretty good guy on Contender Series. Beat 5-0, 4-3. I mean, not a bad resume, to be perfectly honest, on his way up. I mean, yes, a few cans here and there, but not the worst. I've seen a lot worse. Just overall, not a lot of experience. Looking to see if he can get it done up a weight class. Look, I'm going with Farid Basharat here. He's just extremely well-rounded. Awesome win streak. Good UFC win and great regional wins. He's highly skilled almost in all areas. Great gym, like I said. Extreme Couture, trains with his brother. He's an absolute stud as well. Clayton is a talented striker, but I think Farid Basharat could out-grapple him. Not the worst resume, but tends to gas out early at a lower weight class. It'll be interesting to see him at this weight class in his gas tank. I think, Rodriguez might bring a war in the first round, bring a scrap in the first round, and then I don't know how it's going to go after that. Farid Basharat, if he can weather the storm, I do think he wins via decision or in the later rounds. But anyways, that is my pick, Farid Basharat number 2. We'll highlight one more matchup here, then we'll get back to the comments and we'll hear your thoughts on some of these fights as well. All right, next preliminary card, Nora Cornole against Jocelyn Edwards.
What we do here is go back.
I just know this is going to be a horrible fight. Jocelyn Edwards has not impressed me at all. I'm not impressed with your performance. Like, in all her UFC fights that I've had the pleasure of watching, like, I honestly thought she was on a losing streak before I brought this up here. Before I did my research, my official picks anyways. I was like, she's on a 3-fight win streak. Are you kidding me? They must have been some close decisions because she's looked not the greatest. But anyways, we'll get into that in a second here. Nora Cornole, 6-1 as a pro. She's 33 years old. She's the underdog, plus 105, but she is on a 5-fight win streak. 5 KO TKO, 1 submission, 0 decisions. 3-0 in UAE Warriors. Beat a 4-2 gal. 12-10, 102. Nah, like, her resume's not the best, and the women that she's knocking out, ladies and gentlemen, they ain't that great. I actually went back and watched some of the tape here, like 2 or 3 really like solid female opponents. The rest, crush some cans, baby, crush some cans. But she does have knockout power, and she is a good striker. There's a lot of hype. I'm pretty sure Tapology Oh, so earlier today, she was up. So now Edwards is up 54%. Yeah, even Tapology is pretty split on this one. Edwards, La Pantera, 13-4. She's on 3-fight win streak, 3-2 in her last 5 fights. Out of Panama, 27 years of age. She's a slight favorite at minus 125. Trains at the King's MMA, so that is a good gym. Benil Dariush, Giga Chikadze, Kelvin Gaslam, if I'm not mistaken, all trained there. 5 KO TKOs as well. She's never been knocked out. 3 submissions, 5 decision. Pretty well rounded. 4-2 in the UFC. I mean, on paper, it looks good. It's just like once she gets in the cage, it's just like
What we do here is go
I want to see something. Split decision, unanimous decision. This is why I thought she lost at least 2 of her last 3 fights. Enemy split decision against Ji Young Kim. I mean, come on, bruh. Come on. So yeah, she lost to Jessica Rose Clark, and though we love Jessica Rose Clark on this channel, I mean, come on. Again, I've never been impressed with Jocelyn Edwards' performances, plural, in the UFC. I don't know much about Cornole. I watched a few fights. She crushed some cans. She's got good power. If she takes away the distance from Edwards and cracks her, maybe she can win this one. I'm going with Thursday underdog. I just don't trust Jocelyn Edwards to get that. Maybe a split decision, like maybe drop a little some on that, because that seems to be how she wins fights in her career. Okay, before we get to this next prelim fight, let's get back to the comments here, guys. Love the interactive factor. Let's get back to the comments here. Omar Peoples, Edwards is good. Disagree, my man, but thank you so much for joining. Moicano Raid. Oh my god, Moicano Raid is here. Yeah, good at what? Did Moicano tell everyone in the chat to call me a virgin? Money said you're a virgin. Telling people to beat me up on the street now that I'm a virgin. I guess he gets bitches. What's up, Playback Room? What's up, Narashi? Moicano sent us. So that's awesome. Dude, shout out to Money Moicano. Let's get him. Did he hit 16,000 subs on his channel? I know last weekend we were saying let's get Money Moicano to 16,000 subs. What's up, Goth JL? What's up, Phony? Good to see you guys. I just checked Moicano's stream. He said to say virgin. Oh my goodness. That's where all these comments are coming from. I didn't even see that the comments were rated until I looked back here. Why is this guy's hat so ugly? Dude, my hat's awesome, man. Shout out to Hold the Mayo. Dude looks like a meth Holloway. Dude, Holloway's skinnier than me, brother. Oh, this is hilarious. Prime Farron could win. Don't know if she's in her prime, though. I do not think she's in her prime. Hey, bro. Glad to see you. How has your week been? Are you streaming? Yes, I'm streaming Cage Fury FC back-to-back, brother. Back-to-back. Anthony on TV. Love the channel. Keep it up. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. Appreciate you.
That shit beautiful than a motherfucker.
Appreciate you, buddy. Moicano says you are a virgin. How do you respond? I am not a virgin. Also, music is still on. I know we like the music in the background, Shane. We like the music in the background. Oh, man. The chat, it has been rated. I had no idea. Thank you so much for the donation, buddy. If I were to miss a one card around 4 to 8 p.m. this weekend, which should it be? I don't know. Well, there's 2 Cage Fury FC cards, Shane, so maybe miss the first one. The first one has more fights on the OF prelims. The second one that has more actual fights. Why can you kick in boxing? You can't kick in boxing, but you can kick in kickboxing. The last fight was for the LFA title. Okay, we'll finally turn the music off. Again, appreciate your donation, buddy. Appreciate your donation. I didn't realize the chat was rated. Honestly, that's hilarious. Moicano would choke you. He probably would, brother. He probably would. I don't even have a stripe on my white belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm sure someone in our Discord or someone in this live chat right now might what's up, Dazman? Might crop me next to his wife. I'd be okay with that. Max Canone's co-main on Friday, Cage Fury FC. Yes, indeed, brother. Yes, he is. JDM has great boxing and very good all around. No problem, buddy. No problem. All right. Sorry the music was a little loud there, guys. Sorry the music was a little loud there. Appreciate the love, brother. All jokes. Oh, no, dude. Moicano's awesome. He's rated the chat here before. He sent you guys here before. Appreciate you guys. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, man. What's up, Hockey from Home? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I had no idea the chat was rated. I just saw there was like 20 people in the chat, and I was like, all right, cool. There's 20 people here, and damn. Sorry, the music was a little loud though. I'll try Hockey from Home. I'll try. I'll definitely check it out after and drop a like. All right, let's get to the next fight on this card. Again, shout out to Money Moicano for sending everyone to this live chat to call me a virgin. Very Colby Covington-esque, but that's okay. That's okay. Appreciate every single one of you. Again, smash that like button if you haven't already. If you called me a virgin in the live chat, smash that like button on your way out if you're going back to join Money Moicano, and we'll continue this breakdown. I'll get back to the comments after we get through a handful of these, ladies and gentlemen, just like I did there. When's Canadian MMA going to make a comeback? Oh, Omar, I hope soon, brother. I hope soon. There's just not that one star right now, right? There's a handful of like decent fighters who are like who will probably beat up people outside the rankings, but there's just not that one star right now. And Rory McDonald, he had that potential after GSP, and in fairness to him, I mean he carved out a legacy in the UFC, champion in Bellator. Solid fighter, but no one will be as high as GSP, and it's crazy because even in that era, there weren't that many Canadians. I would say that there's more like solid Canadian fighters in the UFC right now. There's just less of them are in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Sounds good. Hockey from Home. All right. Angie Lusa against Rise McKee. Angelusa out of Switzerland, 29 years of age. He's the slight favorite, coming in at -189-3 as a pro, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Let's take a look at his resume here. 5 KO, 2 KO, 1 submission, 3 decisions, 1-1 in the UFC, 0-1 in LFA, and he lost his Contender Series fight. He beat AJ Fletcher in the UFC via unanimous decision. AJ Fletcher was 9-1. Lost to 10-2 Monir Lazez in the UFC. Fought in XMMA, which honestly, XMMA is not a bad promotion. Beat 29-18 guy. Actually, John Howard. Lost to Jack Del Mandalena. No shame there. And he fought, and that's who he lost to in Contender Series, by the way. Then he beat 3. I mean, I don't know. He's okay. He's okay. His resume isn't bad. His resume is not that bad. He is he doesn't have a lot of like he's what I'm trying to say. He does have a decent reach given his height, 74 inches of reach. He's not a range striker though. He's a good striker. He's not the worst grappler, not the worst wrestler either, but like he's a very good striker when he's in the pocket. He's a good brawling type of guy. Does he have the power to put out a lot of his opponents? He does have power, but it's not like it's not a real big threat. He's definitely a volume fighter in the pocket. And that might be tough against a rangier and taller Rise McKee, who's 6'2" and has 78 inches of reach. He is the favorite, coming in at +155, 27 years of age. He's a little bit younger as well. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and he went 13-4 in his pro MMA career. 10 KO TKO. Talk about a guy who does have power at range too, that lanky muff. 10 KO TKO, 3 submissions, 0 decisions. So he's finished every single one of his opponents as well. He's got knocked out twice and lost 2 decisions. 0-2 in the UFC. He's back, baby. Fought in Bama, which before Cage Warriors, Bama was a fun promotion to watch. Dare I say my favorite UK promotion? Nah, that still has to be Cage Rage. 6-2-1 in Bama, 6-0 in Cage Warriors. He's on 3-fight win streak right now, beating a 32-11 guy. 7-1, 13-6. Not bad upon going back to Cage Warriors. In the UFC, he lost to Khamzat Chimaev. No freaking shame there. And Alex Morona, which no shame there as well. Low-key, Alex Morona is one of the better guys outside of the rankings in his respected division. Was on a 3-fight win streak before entering the UFC, coming off his last fight in Bama, which he lost, unfortunately, to a 9-1 guy. I honestly can see the odds going more so in the favor of Rise McKee as we get closer and closer to fight day. So maybe at plus 155, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. That's who I'm going with. I'm going with the Irishman. He trains out of a good gym as well. Good pocket brawler. Or sorry, his opponent, Lusa, trains out of a good gym. Not to say that Rise McKee isn't a bad gym, just Lusa. Killcliff FC, obviously, a more well-known gym in North America with a ton of resources, a ton of good training partners as well. Like I said, good gym, good pocket brawler, good jab, but straight jab. You know, like he's not moving side to side too much. Rise McKee is way more well-rounded, rangier, taller, more experience. Not bad losses in the UFC at all. They've aged quite well, in my opinion. And he has power at range as well, especially when he like steps to the side to land a hook. Those put guys out. Lusa, unless he lands that perfect one straight, and even then, he's not as much of a knockout threat as that of McKee. Going with McKee, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on. We'll get right back to the live chat after we run down 2 more matchups, ladies and gentlemen. Again, appreciate every single one of you who are joining for these live fight prediction rundowns, breakdowns. All right, next up on the card, we have Morgan Charriere against Manolo Zecchini. The Italian Zecchini. Sounds like I'm hungry right now, so that just sounds like some sort of pasta that I want to mow right now. But literally going to the grocery store when you're hungry after a workout, then jumping on stream before you cook dinner. Next time I got to cook dinner first. But anyways, we're still here. The energy levels are high. I'm just so hungry that this Italian cat's last name is reminding me of pasta. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But anyways, the Italian plus 235, 11-3, not a bad record, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He is the underdog. I mean, who is this guy? I've never heard of this guy. He's a Jackson Wink. Okay. 9 KO TKOs. All right. 1 submission, 1 decision. Fought in Venator Fighting Championship 4-1. That's not the best promotion. Beat a 7-3 guy. Not bad. But then a 12-12. Lost to a 5-0. Beat a 2-1-3. I mean, like, can crusher, bro. Can crusher. And I know some people in the chat have been telling me that, oh, the Italians clean up in Cage Warriors when they go there. The few cards that I've seen in Italy, when Cage Warriors goes heavy on bringing Italians versus UK guys usually clean up. So not to say that Italian MMA isn't growing and that's not awesome. That is amazing. I support that 100%. I just haven't, other than, you know, like Vittori in the UFC, there hasn't been many Italian fighters' names who jumped out on the page, even in Cage Warriors right now. This guy's got a good knockout streak and a decent record, which is, I guess, why the UFC brought him in to fight the last pirate, Morgan Charriere, out of France, 27 years of age, but he's got a lot of miles on him. He's got a pretty big resume here. On a 3-fight win streak, he's a pretty big favorite at minus 305 as well. 18-9-1, 10 KO TKOs, never been knocked out. Been submitted once, 3 submissions, 5 decisions, 6-3 in Cage Warriors, 3-5 in 100% fight, 1-1-1 in whatever the heck this is, World Warriors Fighting Championships, and 3-0 in Octagon Fighting Club, not to be confused with Octagon with a K out of the Czech Republic. Czech Republic, whatever. Like I said, 3-fight win streak, split decision, doctor stoppage, and TKO. Not the best opponents, not the worst opponents here. I'll give him that. Lost split decision to Jordan Vucenic. He's actually really good. Former champion as well. That was a good win. I watched that one. Back and forth as well. I think deserving of the split decision. Lost to Paul Hughes. Again, decision. Probably should have won that one, but losing to Paul Hughes is not the worst. Beat 10-5, 10-4. I mean, he's nothing special, but I do think there's obviously levels to this. I do think he's more well-rounded. I think he's just better all around. He's a better grappler. He's stronger, way more experience, better striker as well, more power. Again, the Italian, he's got some KOs on his record, but he's fought so many cans, I cannot trust him. We are going with Morgan Charriere. I think I skipped one by accident, folks, so we're going to get to this one. Yes, and then we'll get back to your comments here. Appreciate your patience. We got Taylor Lappy-Lou against Kevin Loughran. Like, again, both, so what a cluster of a card, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these guys were supposed to fight different opponents. And it all got thrown in the blender. They're both able to stay on the card, which is awesome. Both were training to fight strikers more so than, more well-rounded fighters, opponents, grapplers, and or wrestlers. So both of them are strikers first, which, okay, yeah, they haven't a lot of time to prepare for each other, but it should be a good fight. Anyways, this one, for me, was the toughest to pick on the card, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen both of them fight. I've watched Lappy-Lou fight a ton in Aris. I've watched Loughran fight a ton in Cage Warriors. This one is tough. This one was so tough for me to call. I swear I didn't let the betting the betting lines influence my thoughts on either of these guys. Before I give my pick, let's talk about them. Taylor Lappy-Lou, double impact, 18-3 as a pro, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He is the slight favorite at -160. He's 31 years of age. And again, Aris in France, awesome promotion. Awesome promotion. It's still so new. They put up great cards. They have great talent. He's out of the MMA factory. Fernand Lopez is the president, or is the president owner, if I'm not mistaken, of Aris. And I cannot wait for the shows to come back in October. They took the summer off after one last show in June. 4 KO, TKO, 6 submissions, 8 decisions. He's never been finished. 3-1 in the UFC, 5-0 in 100% fights, and 3-0 in Aris. His last, he was last in the UFC a while ago, where again, he had a decent run in the UFC before being cut. I actually don't know the whole story there, but when fought in TKO, which again, beat a 10-0. Like, since departing from the UFC, look at, and he left the UFC on a win, okay? Beat a 6-0 guy, beat an 8-0 guy, lost to a 5-1 guy, lol. 16-2, 10-0, 12-1, 24-11, 11-0. For the title. DeMarte Pena was undefeated, a very good striker in his own right, and he beat him. So, like, a great run upon leaving the UFC. And good, well-rounded fighter, but he's got some nice striking as well. Pretty rangy. We'll keep this on the outside if he can. Not as much of a brawler as Loughran here. 8-0. He is undefeated, ladies and gentlemen. Plus 135. He's 27 years of age, out of Ireland. Cage Warriors champ. 5 KO, 2 KO, 2 submissions, 1 decision, 4-0 in the promotion. Beat a 9-0 guy, 10-3, 5-0. I mean, his last 3 fights have been incredible. And you look at how young he is still to pro MMA and how young he is in age as well. You can't blame him for being 4-0 and taking a fight. Taking what the promotion is going to give you. I say this all the time, and I'll continue to say, I'm never going to judge a fighter until they're at around 5 wins as a pro. I'm never going to judge them for taking whatever opponent or judge their wins off their opponent. If you're under 5 fights as a pro in MMA, I don't care what your opponent's record looks like. You need that experience as a pro, and you're going to take whatever fight you can get. And it looks like, as soon as he was ready to level up, he did. 5-0, took on a 5-0 guy, 10-3, 9-0, got that champ status. This should be a good one. Again, this one was the toughest for me to pick, but I'm going with Taylor Lappy-Lou. He is the favorite, -160. I mean, good value on Loughran, though, as an underdog, plus 135, as he is a brawler, he is a scrapper, and he's not the worst in other areas of mixed martial arts. I think Lappy-Lou is a cleaner striking, a bit more well-rounded. Fought guys just a little bit more talented, more experience. Neither guy was really preparing for a grappler or a wrestler, so I do think they'll probably keep this on the feet. I don't think they're going to adjust to try to take down either of these guys. I mean, although one of them might surprise them and employ a grappling heavy game and just throw them off, but I do think this will be a good stand-up fight. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Both of their opponents fell through, so it was a little bit of a shuffle for them to fight each other here. But I think for the fans, knock on wood, it stays on the feet. This one could be awesome. Again, going with Taylor Lappy-Lou. All right, I've neglected the chat enough. Back to the live chat we go. I feel like the French will sweep the card. I don't think they have a clean sweep, but I think there are a few French fighters that win, as I said, like Lappy-Lou, for example. Gino, you don't watch Eris, buddy? Eris is an awesome promotion. The production's great. Again, half of the cards is like pretty much guys and gals coming off the amateur scene, and then half the card are pretty high level guys. Yeah, no, I really like the UFC signed this one double champ too, had an amazing comeback fight. Eris is one of my favorite regional promotions to cover. Again, it's unbelievable how amazing the production is and how awesome the cards have been for such a new show. Rain will ruin as the card opener. He's also super confident. His Twitter is hilarious. He calls France MMA shit on Twitter and France MMA Twitter on his. I gotta scroll up here. Fallon saying Bilal sleeps everyone because he's so boring. Playback room, UFC Fight Night predictions. All right, buddy, I'll go check that out after the stream. Love supporting fellow creators. Loughran last fight was one of the best performances I've seen on Cage Wars. He's legit. Yeah, that's why it was so hard for me to pick. Great value on the underdog. Bilal beats all these guys, of course. What's up, Benjamin? Great to see you, one of our exclusive members. What's up, Gino? It's great to see you as well. The Italian guys are Boom. Garçon. French fighters are so bad. None of them are ethically French except Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't know. There's quite a few French fighters who are good. Again, I like the French promotion. I think it's awesome, whether there's a lot of French fighters in there or not. Admittedly, a lot of the best French fighters, because MMA was illegal in France for the longest time. A lot of them fought in Brave, a lot of fought in UAE Warriors, and now they've been, now they've come back to fight in Eris, which, again, shout out to Fernand Lopez, Eris. It's one of the, I cover more regional MMA than most people in this chat. Activate A probably covers still more regional MMA than me, but I guarantee you more than 90% of you in the chat, I cover way more regional MMA, and I will say Eris puts on the best shows all around. Like you go to an Eris show knowing that the commentary is going to be awesome, that the production is going to be awesome, and yeah, you're going to see some stinker regional level fights, but you're also going to you're going to be super surprised, especially once you get to the featured, co-main, and main. No problem, Fallon. It's great to see you, buddy. Ishmael, but my waiter just looked like you today. Oh, dashing motherfucker. What's up, Hernan? It's good to see you too. Do you agree that Rose is getting slept? God, I hope so. I'm praying to the Lord. So I was reading more info on the K1 DAZN. What did I miss? Just running through the card, brother. Dude, I cannot wait. K1's going to be on DAZN, which means Crush is going to be on DAZN, and already RWS is on DAZN. I got to subscribe to DAZN. Money Morgana wishes he was a virgin. I don't think he does. Ferm, yes. I know, but you said French MMA, did you not? French MMA, they're putting together a pretty damn good promotion right now. Felix Klinkhammer is going to be big. He's from Eris. I'm just saying, like, it's an awesome promotion. I highly recommend you guys check it out. They put on good shows. Sounds good, buddy. I appreciate you supporting this channel, The Playback Room. Yeah, check out some of the content that we post, brother. If like I said, we have vlogs where you can kind of see behind the scenes, pull back the curtain, and get to know the creators of this channel, myself and Kyle. All sorts of funky blogs that you can see on the main page of the channel. We also post daily MMA content as well as live streams every weekend. Check out the community tab for the full schedule of our streams. 6-8, in my opinion, for French wins. See, I don't think they're all going to win. I don't think they're all going to win. All right, but I do think Lappy-Lou will get this one done. Let's move up the card. Keep the comments coming. Love the interaction, guys. Again, we will get through a handful of matchups, then we'll get back to the live chat. Appreciate every single one of you who are here. We're way more interactive on our fight companions, ladies and gentlemen. So join us for those. You guys pretty much drive the bus on those streams. All right, moving up the card here. First fight on the main card, if I'm not mistaken. We have a featherweight bout against William Gomis and Yanis Ghemmouri. Now, Ghemmouri was supposed to fight, if I'm not mistaken, he was supposed to fight Loughran. Anyways, like I said, a bunch of shuffling of this card. A lot of fights a lot of fights that have fallen through. Regardless, this one should be a good one as well. William Gomis, the Jaguar. 12-2 as a pro. He's 5-0 in his last 5 fights, minus 250. And he's only 26 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. The Desert Warrior, though, Ghemmouri, 12-1. Great record in his own right as well. He's also 5-0 in his last 5 fights, 28 years old, fighting out of France. He's the underdog, though, plus 205. Let's take a look at his resume. And again, we'll get back to your comments here after we run down just a few more matchups. Again, be sure to stay till the end to hear our City Life project in partnership with Volkan's Degenerate Parlay of the Week. Do not bet your house on that one, folks. 3 KO TKO, but bet your house on Superlek to win against Rodtang. Rodtang is such a coward, and he's not even going to get out of the second round. Anyways, don't bet that, but just bet Superlek to win. 4 submissions, 5 decisions. 4-0 in LFC, 3-0 in Brave, 2-1 in 100% fight. 100% fight is actually not a bad regional show either. Oh, beautiful win in Brave. He beat a 10-5 guy, 10-5 guy, 2 knockouts there. Split decision again, 9-3. Split decision again, 8-1. So some decent wins once he got into UAE and Brave again. Split decision twice in a row. It's a little suspect, but again, you look at the opponents he fought with to go the distance with. You got to give him props for that, and then taking out 2 guys in the second round right after that. And Brave's a good promotion. Love watching their cards as well. He's a good fighter. Man. His only loss was to an 11-4 guy when he was 3-0. Yeah, Ghemmouri's a good fighter. I think, plus 205 might be a little bit of a slap in the face, but I mean, he's never fought in the UFC before. He is making his debut against William Gomis, who has fought in the UFC before. He's out of France, like I said, 26 years of age. He's out of the MMA factory, one of Fernando Lopez's guys. 6 KO TKO, 1 submission, 5 decisions. He's lost 1 time via submission. He's never been knocked out. His only other loss has been via decision. Pretty well-balanced fighter as well. Really well-rounded. 2-0 in the UFC, undefeated in UFC, and 5-2 in 100% fights. He beat a 7-0 guy, split decision. And Jarno Aaron's 13-3 guy via decision. So not bad. Again, I just... Look at 11-5 in Aris, 6-1 in UAE Warriors, 7-3 in Hexagon. Look at his resume, man. Look at his resume. He's fought in Cage Warriors as well. I mean, this guy's been everywhere. He's been everywhere. When he's 3-2, he's fighting guys who are 11-6. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take rocket appliances to know why the betting odds are like this upon going through their resumes. Ghemmouri, he's a solid fighter again. He's good in all areas, but the Jaguar out of France, he's more well-rounded. He has more experience fighting way better guys throughout his career. And I'm not to say that he has been fighting cans at all, but if you look up and down his resume, from when he was on his 4th and 5th fight, he was fighting killers in relative to him at that point. Given their records, given the leagues that he's fought in. He's fought in a lot of the good leagues as well, much like Ghemmouri. Has more power as well. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm staying clear of betting on this one because he is unknown and he's good. He's not a bad underdog at plus 205 if you want to sprinkle a little some on him. I'm more confident in making my official predictions to go with, the UFC, the undefeated UFC fighter right now. They're both taking this. Neither of these guys were their original opponents either, so it's kind of a crapshoot in that point. But I'm going with the safer pick. I guess I'm going with the UFC fighter. I'm going with William Gomis. Locking it in. All right, we'll highlight one more matchup, then we'll get back to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And then we'll get to our final three. Volkan Oezdemir against Bogdan Guskov. Another one that's like, this is a tough card to predict, tough card to bet on, for me anyways. You guys are the experts in the live chat. I ain't no financial advisor. I just love I just love making these prediction videos. I love, honestly, doing the research ahead of time for these cards and then being able to, shoot the breeze with you guys in the comments if you're watching this later and or live here in the chat. But okay, we'll get through this last matchup here, then we'll get back to the comments, then we'll run the last three down. Volkan Oezdemir, no time. Oezdemir, 33 years of age. It feels like he's been around for a while, though, eh? One of two Switzerland fighters on this card. Swiss fighters, I should say. Up against a Russian fighting a Uzbekistani out of Russia in Bogdan Guskov. He's tough as nails. He's 14-2 as a pro, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Let's take a look at the challenger, the newcomer. 12 KO TKO, 2 submissions, 6 decisions, 3-0 in MMA series. Beat a 20-10 guy, 4-1, 7-2, 4-2. Okay, so not the best wins, but he's knocked them all out. He lost to a 33-8 guy. An AMC fight night, beat a 13-3, 6-4, and 12-9 guy. The 13-3 guy beaten Brave. That was a good win. Knocked him out in the 3rd round. Look, his resume is not the worst, but it's not the greatest. You can definitely say right off the bat that he's dangerous in having that punching power. But Volkan Oezdemir, this ain't his first rodeo. He's seen guys, he's fought guys both in UFC and on the regional in his own right, who are just as or more dangerous than that of a Guskov. But Guskov, not to be taken lightly at all. Volkan Oezdemir, 18-7 in his pro MMA career, 2-3 in his last 5 fights, coming off a loss. He is the slight favorite at minus 160. Like I said, 18-7 as a pro. 6-6 in the UFC, 1-1 in Bellator. Lost Nikita Krylov, but he honestly had a great first round against Krylov. He looked good against Krylov in that fight, and he took him to decision. And Krylov, an awesome fighter in his division. I mean, potentially contender. Beat Paul Craig. And again, went to decision against Magomed Ankalaev as well. Lost to Yuri Prohaska. I mean, those 3 losses, there's no shame in those at all. I know he got put out by Yuri Prohaska. Beat Rakic. Great win. Latifi, whatever. Latifi, I guess, was okay at that point. Lost to Reyes when Reyes was in his prime. Lost to Anthony Smith when he was, going on that run. Daniel Cormier, not a bad. If you look at the guys he's lost to, they were the cream of the crop at that time. I can't believe he's 33, still so young. And he put together a good run before that upon entering the UFC, and honestly got that shot against Daniel Cormier off of those 3 wins. OSP, who was pretty solid at that time, split decision, then put out Chirkunov and Manue in the first round. I like Oezdemir because he's just tough as nails, man. And despite him having that little head and that little chin, like, he can take a punch. Can he take a punch from Guskov? I mean, we will find out. But I'm going with the favorite here. Again, not a bad underdog pick in a guy who's plus 130, who is known for knocking guys out, and who has like a Giga Chad chin like that. I mean, Uzbekistani, who's out of Russia, that's crazy. I don't think he's going to be easy to put out by any means, but I do think if Oezdemir can weather that early barrage, that first round that a guy who fights like him will likely put on him, then I think Oezdemir will be able to win. I'm picking Oezdemir. I'm picking the favorite. Good chin, great experience. I know his opponent's dangerous, but Volkan, like I said, is used to dangerous matchups. Looked good against his last. I mean, You look, it's 3-2 or 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Even in those losses, other than the one where he got knocked out, he didn't look bad. Volkan Oezdemir has great striking. This ain't his first rodeo, but the Uzbekistani is not a bad underdog at all. Okay, before we get to the featured fight, co-main event, and main event of the evening, let's get back to your comments here. I want to see where you guys are at. What's up, Andrew? It's good to see you, buddy. People saying Volkan has a bad chin because he's built like a reverse bobblehead. That is true. Under 1.5 is value. Gotcha. I'd like to see him fight some top Bellator guys once they're bought by PFL. By the way, we got to make a whole separate video on this. PFL. So it was reported that they got some Saudi investors, dude, and that's where all this money is coming from. And that the what is it, like the super division, the celebrity division, whatever the hell it's called. Those fights will be run and funded and even held likely overseas in the Middle East. I'm picking Volkan. If Krylov couldn't finish him, could Bogdan realistically finish him? Only killers beat Volkan. That is true. That is true. This competition is horrible. What's up, Brandor? Great to see you, buddy. Tough one to call. Depends on how much Oezdemir has lost. I've got him, but not confidently. Volkan is 1-4 in his last 5. I thought there was no way Max had enough power to KO Zombie and mix him with his grappling. Guskov is round 1 or bust. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured upon reading about him, watching him. I got Bogdan on this one. 4-5 win streak. King J, most of this card seems weak. Just not a lot of big names, but I do think there will be some good fights. I'm excited to see the Rise McKee fight personally. Lionheart Smith, baby. What else have we got in the live chat? He beats Funkmaster's favorite fighter, Jarno. Gomis decision. Is Olivier Aubameyang top 10 in the world? I'm thinking yes. Top 10 in the world, that's tough. Put it this way. Could he come back in the UFC and likely hang around the top 5? Probably. He's got knockout power now. I guess he's always kind of had knockout power. He just never really showed it. He's definitely refined his tools in the PFL. And yes, he's crushed some cans in the PFL. I shouldn't even say cans, just not as good a competition as he would have seen in the UFC. But he's also beat the best in the PFL now 2, 3, 4 seasons in a row. Do I think he becomes UFC champ? No. He's getting up there in age too. It's crazy how much weight he cuts, because he's a big 155er. And there's a lot of, there's worldwide, like one championship included, like there's a lot of good 155ers. So I don't know if I can put him in the top 10 worldwide just off the top of my head, but I do think if he enters the UFC, like he would definitely be in the top 10, and he might hang around the top 5 as well. But that might be a little Canadian bias. These French guys are all African and Middle Eastern, but moved to France. Well, I mean, a lot of them, their parents moved to France as well. Or they're immigrants to France, right? France has a lot of immigrants. The Saudi princes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Volkan is like me, a brawler, and doesn't fear the danger ahead of him. Volkan also got Benoit next, probably a lock. My man, did you see Benefit saying that he was ready to get knocked the F out? I did not see that. Again, shout out to the exclusive members in the live chat too. Brandor, your beauty. Appreciate you, buddy. And shout out to our friend Anthony on TV for the $2 donation for a UFC predictions video. Appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you so much for the support. Opponent is tough. I'm locking this fight as fight of the night. This next one, I'll lock it in for you. Interesting call. All right, caught up with the comments here. Appreciate you guys. Keep the comments coming. Like I said, throughout these prediction videos, we will definitely get back to the live chat, but after a chunk of predictions, because there's a lot of people who are watching this after the fact, and they want to see me talk about the predictions. If you join us for our fight companions tomorrow, we have a huge fight companion schedule. We'll get to the schedule at the end of this stream, as well as the City Life Project's Degenerate Parlay of the Week. Don't forget to stick around for that. But we do Fight Companions every single weekend, and we're way more interactive on the Fight Companions. Well, the UFC just signed Seymour Boots. You think my boy Greg Velasco has any chance on Dana White Contender Series? I do think he has a chance. All right, we'll get back to the comments here in a sec. Again, appreciate how flooded and this live chat's been, how amazing you guys are with the interaction here tonight, even amongst yourselves while I'm going through these fights. Shout out to Money Moicano. First, he sent y'all to say he wanted to beat me up. Then he sent y'all calling me a virgin. I mean, just because I don't have neck tattoos doesn't mean I'm a virgin, Moicano. Just saying. No, shout out to all the interaction in the live chat. Money Moicano's a beauty. Let's get his channel to 20,000 by the end of the weekend, guys. Let's get his channel to 20,000 by the end of the weekend. All right, let's get through these final 3 fights. We'll take your comments. We will give the City Life Project's Degenerate Parlay of the Week. We'll run down our schedule for the weekend, and then we will hang up the gloves until tomorrow morning. One Friday fights bright and early, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the featured fight here. Benoit Balls, Saint-Denis. Come on, there's got to be some Archer fans in the live chat here. Whenever I see Benoit now, because I've watched Archer, I just cannot. It's Benoit Balls, dude. Benoit Saint-Denis. Come on, there's got to be some Archer. C'est le Grand Prix. When they go to Monaco, that one episode. Anyways, Benoit Saint-Denis, God of War, 11-1 as a pro. He is 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 3-fight win streak. He is the favorite, -135. Honestly, if Thiago Moisés wasn't as established in the UFC as he's been throughout the last few years, he would be much more of a heavy favorite, I think, because Benoit Saint-Denis can grapple too, ladies and gentlemen. I know Moisés is a very, very good grappler, but Benoit Saint-Denis, he's a very good counter wrestler, and he's a very good grappler in his own right. Let's take a look at Thiago Moisés. He's 17-6 as a pro, 3-2 in his last 5 fights, 28 years of age. Out of American Top Team Jiu-Jitsu specialist, 3 KO, TKO, 8 submissions, 6 decisions, 6-4 in the UFC, 1-1 in the LFA, 1-0 in Contender Series. He's on a 2-fight win streak, mind you, and he got 2 finishes, 2 rear naked chokes against not the best opponents, let's be honest here. Lost to Yoel Alves, Islam Makhachev. I mean, at least he went to the 4th round against Islam Makhachev in that 5-round fight. Beat Alexander Hernandez, beat Bobby Green, although I think Bobby Green was absolutely robbed in that one. Beat Michael Johnson, that's a good win. Via ankle lock as well. Lost to Ismail Gulov, beat Kurt Hollabach, lost to Dariush. I mean, he's beating the guys he was supposed to beat, and just whenever he's supposed to level up, just couldn't get it done. That's kind of the story of Thiago Moisés. Not well-rounded enough to hang with the big boys. And Benoit Saint-Denis, not only is he rising, is he becoming a big boy, but he's literally a big boy who is more well-rounded, has more tools, has polished more of them, in my opinion. He's 27 years of age, -135. And again, Thiago Moisés, like, he's 28 years old, but it feels like he's like in his 30s, you know what I'm saying? 2 KO, TKO, 9 submissions. He's only lost once via decision, but he's never been put away. 3-1 in the UFC, 4-0-1 no contest in Brave, and he's a white dude in Brave. Okay, he's got no Ov or Iev, Ev, Ev, Loev in the back, at the end of his name, and he's still winning in Brave. That says something, folks. That said something. Beat Ismail Bonfim. Not only that, beat him in the 1st round, ladies and gentlemen. Derailed the hype train. Beautiful finish against Gabriel Miranda as well. Rear naked choke finish against 12-5 Nicholas Stolze. And went unanimous decision against Ilizu Zaleski, but Zaleski's damn good, ladies and gentlemen. Damn good. And he went the distance with him. Again, put together some great wins in Brave. I guess he just had to finish. I thought he got 1 decision in Brave, but no, he got all his finishes in Brave. There you go. You had to. He's a smart man, because if he would have gone to decision in Brave without Naev at the end of his name, even if it's a close fight, it's like fighting a Thai in Thailand. If you're not Thai, you ain't getting that close decision. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's just getting better and better. He's still so young in that, like, he's got 3 more years where he can still, like, be a sponge in the sport and polish his game, learn more tools, add more tools to his belt there. Yeah, I'm going Benoit Saint-Denis here. Smoked bombed him, ladies and gentlemen. He smoked him. He's very dangerous. I don't think he's going to dominate Moisés. Moisés is an unreal grappler, but Benoit Saint-Denis, if it is going to be a grappling match, I think he's going to hang with him. I think he will obviously be a threat on the feet, more of a threat on the feet. Moisés is a good veteran. I even have my notes. Bobby Green was robbed in that fight. Saint-Denis needs to keep it on the feet to get that shot to put him out, or it's going to be a decision where I honestly think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to be the one who's more active, who's going to not necessarily go for more submissions, but change positions more, get into the dominant position more, fight for mount, fight for those positions that he can actually lay ground and pound on his opponent, or fight a strong clinch game on his feet and land those short elbows as we see, or those hooks, those step back hooks that he likes to throw as well. But if Benoit Saint-Denis, again, can employ the counter wrestling early, keep this on the feet, he's going to school Moisés on the feet, ladies and gentlemen. He might even knock him out. Going to Benoit Saint-Denis. Again, I'll get back to your comments after we give our predictions and rundown for the final two fights here, ladies and gentlemen. We will give our City Life Project Degenerate Parlay of the Week. I got it here. Don't go anywhere. Then we'll run down quickly our streaming schedule before we hang up the gloves. Manon Fiorot against Rose Namajunas. I'm the best. I'm the best. You ain't the best anymore. Far from it, Rose. Vote on the poll question if you haven't already, folks. Not a fan of Rose Namajunas, folks. Not a fan of Rose Namajunas. You're starting to look more like Pat Barry every single day as well. Ugh. Anyways, Manon Fiorot, 10-1 as a pro. She's 5-0 in her last 5 fights, minus 185 favorite. And I think that's fair, even going up against a former champion, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Dare I say legend that is Rose Namajunas? What? I don't like her because she wasted hard-earning American and Canadians' money in that last fight of hers in the UFC against Carla Esparza. That was a joke and a disgrace to the sport, and she's dead to me since then. But anyways, we're talking about Fiorot. She's from France. I do think she's one of the French fighters who puts on one of the better performances here tonight. 10-1 as a pro, like I said. 6 KO TKO. She hits hard, man. She can do damage. Never got submitted, never has submitted. Her opponent has only lost once via decision, and she's only won 4 times via decision. I love how she's won 6 times via KO TKO. She's fought in UAE Warriors where she was undefeated, and she's undefeated in the UFC as well. Look at the women that she has fought, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Chukagian, who's just always a top contender in her respected division. Jennifer Maia, Mayra Bona Silva, Tabitha Ricci. And she put Tabitha Ricci out. And look at UAE Warriors as well. 6-1 gal, 5-3, 2-2. Okay, the 2-2 gal, whatever. The 5-3 and 6-1, not bad. Beat a 4-1 gal when she was 1-1. It had a decent run as an amateur as well, going 3-2. She's just such an excellent striker. Crisp, has power for 125 as well. Rose Namajunas, 11-5 as a pro. I also think Manon Fiorot is a lot stronger than Rose. So, like, if Rose does want to employ the grappling, I don't think she's going to easily take down Fiorot like she did to a level 1 Zhang Weili is like level 10 now and would absolutely school Rose in the 3rd fight. But again, 2 losses. It's not a rivalry. Can't have that rematch, especially since Rose seems like she has 1 foot out the door. And that's my biggest concern for her in this fight. She seemed like she had 1 foot out the door, her whole body out the door in the Carla Esparza fight. She didn't even want to be there. Didn't look good against the grappling match against Jillian Robertson either at Fury. Now she's taking on top contender Manon Fiorot, who will get a title shot after this. Rose Thug Namajunas, Thug Rose, 11-5 as a pro, 3-2 in her last 5 fights. She's the underdog at plus 155, 31 years of age. God, I hate that's the profile picture. God damn it. 2 KO, TKO, 5 submissions, 4 decisions, 9-4 in the UFC. Former champ. 2-1 in Invicta. Again, lost to Carla Esparza, lost to Jillian Robertson in grappling. Before then, beat Zhang Weili twice. But again, level 1 and 2 Zhang Weili, not level 10 Zhang Weili. Beat Jessica on draws, split decision. She actually got that win back. Beat Yanis and Jacek twice in a row. Beat the karate hottie in Michelle Waterson Gomez. Beat Tisha Torres. I mean, she's got some great names on her resume. Paige Van Zandt, Angela Hill. And it's just been part of the UFC for so long. Like, she was in Invicta in 2013 and, you know, came through the Ultimate Fighter. What a UFC career she has had. I mean, look, for all the ripping I do on Rose Namajunas, she is dead to me. I don't expect her to be dead to the public, nor do I wish, like, you know, in that sense anyways. Not a literal sense, YouTube. In a figurative sense, she's dead to me. I'm going with the favorite as well. I just think Manon Fiorot is too big, too strong, and will school Rose Namajunas on the feet. I think if Rose Namajunas wants to or tries to take this to the ground or grapple her at all, I think Manon Fiorot has good enough defense and is stronger than her that she just will either get back up to her feet quickly or just not allow Rose to take her to the ground. I don't think Rose is going to have her KO ability against that of a Manon Fiorot, who again is stronger, has a decent chin, and is used to brawling. I think she's going to force Rose into a brawl, and I think she's going to school her in every facet of striking. Manon Fiorot, knock her out. Let's go. Payback for wasting all of your and all of the hard-earning American and Canadians out there who spend their money on these pay-per-views. And Rose Namajunas spits in all of your faces. Every single one of you. All right, main event of the evening, folks. I took that a little too far. I know. It's my shtick, okay? It's my shtick. Don't hate me for it. Don't hate me for it. It's not even a shtick. It's true. But anyways, I paid for that pay-per-view. And I'm not going to hate myself for it. I'm going to hate her. That now more Pat Barry looking Rose Namajunas. Anyways, main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And again, don't forget to comment on the video if you're rewatching this or in the comments your picks. We will get back to your comments right after this breakdown, folks. And then we will give our City Life Project and Volkan's, because I'm just going to include them in this weekly Degenerate Parlay. Degenerate Parlay of the week. Main event of the evening. And again, back in France, another main event for Ciryl Gane. Bon gamin, Ciryl Gane. 11-2 as a pro. He is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Lost his last fight quite handedly to John Jones in like a minute 30 in the first round. Maybe even less. He got choked out. He got taken down and choked out with ease. He's the favorite, -175. He's 33 years of age, and he is also another Fernand Lopez guy out of France. MMA Factory. 5 KO TKO is the former Thai boxer, if I'm not mistaken, right? Muay Thai fighter. 3 submissions, 3 decisions. 8-2 in the UFC. 3-0 in TKO. Again, I like TKO. Good promotion. Lost to John Jones, beat Tai Tuivasa, but again, Tai Tuivasa really gave it to him. I don't think Bon Gamin realized how hard Tai Tuivasa hit. I mean, he didn't knock out Bon Gamin, but he did land that big shot on him, which knocked down Bon Gamin in like with some momentum too. That I thought he was knocked out when I first saw it. Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa, so tough as well, but it did take a little while for Ciryl Gane to put him out. Lost to Francis Ngannou. I mean, he even admitted he did not expect Francis Ngannou to wrestle with him, so he didn't really prepare to grapple at all. Same with John Jones, where you better believe he prepared to grapple now. I mean, I've even seen videos on his Instagram and Twitter and whatnot, and let's just say Ciryl Gane, especially going up against a man like Spivac, Serghei Spivac, who is honestly only a grappler, and a meg grappler at that, a horrendous striker, you got to think, okay, this guy's probably going to try to take me down. That's what I was going to work on in camp. Before then, beat Derek Lewis, Alexander Volkov, Jorginho Rosenstrike, Junior Dos Santos, Tanner Boser, Dontel Mays. I mean, Roger Sousa, who was 8-1, he was 2-0. Oh, so that wasn't even in the UFC, but in TKO. I mean, he went up against really good opponents coming into the UFC. 9-0 guy when he was 3-0. Yeah, 7-2 Dontel Mays. He beat everyone he had to beat on the come up, and the heavyweight division's not that deep in, at that point anyways, between 2018 and 2022, it wasn't that deep. He beat all the guys respectfully at the top of the division. And yeah, I mean, if he beats Spivac, he's not going to get a title shot off that. He's going to have to fight. I don't know, that of an Aspinall. I mean, probably Aspinall. That's what I think. I think that's the fight to make. But anyways, Ciryl Gane. Serghei Spivac, Polar Bear Serghei Spivac, 16-3 as a pro. I mean, his resume is good. 16-3 plus 150. He's the slight underdog. He's out of Moldova, 28 years of age. He's a big boy. 7 KO TKO despite his striking being horrendous at this level. 7 submissions. He's never been submitted. 2 decisions. So he does like to finish his opponents, which, hey, I like that. You're heavyweight. I like that. That's the way it should be. 7-3 in the UFC, respectively. 6-0 in WWFC. Beat Derek Lewis, was the only one to submit Derek Lewis, if I'm not mistaken. Beat Augusto Sakai. Augusto Sakai not in great form at that point. Beat Greg Hardy. That joke of a win. Who cares? Lost to Tom Aspinall. Went to decision against Old Man Olynyk at that time. Not a good look. Beat Jared Vandera. Jared Vandera is not that great. I mean, look, his resume is not bad. These guys, look, he's taken the fights that the UFC gives him at the heavyweight division, one of the thinner divisions, but it's just, you look at his opponent. You look who Ciryl Gane has fought on his way up and in most of his fights, how good he's looked. It shouldn't be that hard for him to take out Serghei Spivac, and I am going with Bogdan. I am going with Ciryl Gane. I think Serghei Spivac is too one-dimensional. I don't think he has good striking, especially going up against a guy who is has a Muay Thai background, a striking background, a active, light-footed heavyweight who's going to be circling, not just standing there, oof in the pocket. Spivac's just not that great. He's just not that great. He can grapple. That's about it. Gone 100% trained grappling since his loss to John Jones and Francis Ngannou as well. Way better striker. Spivac is fine, but he's just not great anywhere. Like I said, even his grappling, it's fine. It's his best tool. But it's nothing world. He's not a world beater in that regard. He is younger. He's got the youth factor, but I mean, Ciryl Gane's in tremendous shape. And Ciryl Gane can hurt his opponents when he's on. Sometimes he's off. I feel like Ciryl Gane's just too much of a nice guy. He's got to have his wires crossed. He's got to get hit with something hard to be like, oh yeah, all right, time to finish this opponent. But when he's in that mode, he hurts his opponents. Spivac doesn't hurt his opponents. Not in the UFC anyways. Not that I've seen. He can choke his opponents. He can grapple his opponents. He can lay on his opponents. Look, if Gane keeps us on the feet with his fancy footwork, he should be able to keep this on the feet. He's moving around. It's not like Spivac lands a lot of single legs or double legs. Spivac is very good up against the clinch and getting that body lock and just ripping you to the ground, or dropping for the single leg and just pulling you out. But I don't think Ciryl Gane's going to let him get close to him. I don't think Ciryl Gane's going to fight even close to the fence. And if he does, you better believe he's been drilling to get back up to his feet over and over and over again. Range strikes will be huge for Gane. Spivac's one way to victory is grappling. It's up against the cage. It's dirty boxing in the clinch up against the cage. It's control time and like short elbows in the break there. I don't think he's good enough, like I said, to get just those single legs and just shoot for them in open water. Or I don't think he's good enough to catch those body kicks of Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane throws snappy, hard body kicks, and we saw a few of them land on Tiavasa, man. Oh man, I thought his kick was gonna go right through him. Yeah, I mean, Serghei Spivac's a clinch guy, but Ciryl Gane's also strong as hell. So I don't know. There's no easy path to victory despite Ciryl Gane not having the best grappling. So again, Ciryl Gane, that is my pick. Let me know your pick in the live chat or the comments if you're watching this video, folks. Back to the live chat we go. This one is very difficult to choose. Spivac is great in submission department, but his striking is good enough. Ciryl, like you said, has kept busy and try to drain his tank and take the KO. Gane might get sub quickly. I highly doubt it. Spivac is not John Jones. The fact that you're even comparing him to him in that statement is crazy. So I'm locking in Gane. Quickly, the fact you said quickly is a direct comparison to John Jones. Spivac's not even close to John Jones. I don't think he's gonna take him out that quickly. Spivac's only path to victory is grappling. I don't even think he submits Ciryl Gane. I don't even think it's an easy path to submit Ciryl Gane if you're that of a Spivac. Just because Spivac is a grappler, not a striker, doesn't mean he's gonna beat a guy who is not a grappler first. Spivac's, I mean, I hate shitting on him. I don't mean to shit on him here. He's just not that great. He's just not that great. JL, one of our exclusive members, good to see you, buddy. Gone for Andrew as well. Pavlovich versus Gane would be an amazing fight. I would love that as well, Benjamin. So either the winner of this one takes on Pavlovich or that of an Aspinall. I'm good either way. Gane Pavlovich would be an amazing striking affair. This is going to be the same outcome of when Aspinall was fighting Spivac. Going to get clipped and he quits. Don't underestimate Serghei. I think it's 50-45. Serghei Gane gets out wrestled. Serghei really strong. He's strong. He's a heavyweight. I don't think he's stronger than that of a Ciryl Gane. And I'm not saying that Ciryl Gane's a better grappler. I'm just saying physically, it's not going to be easy to throw Ciryl Gane around. You know what I mean? Rasul Magomedov, future champ. And again, you could be right, Phony. Like I said, we all agree that Spivac's path to victory is grappling. I just don't think he's that good of a fighter overall. I think he's good in a thin heavyweight division. I think Gane is good in a stacked heavyweight division. I'll get back to the new comments here in a sec, folks. Just want to make sure that I don't miss any of these. I got Gane KO decision -120 and Gane KO +110 easy. Celine Bolander going to be nasty too. Remember the name, baby. Gane versus Pavlo or Aspinall, 100%. Aeon Tarusin, future champ. Where do all these guys fight? It also took a big shot to the back of the head from Gane to put out Ty. Wasn't it it was Junior Dos Santos. Was it not, or was it both of them? Chong got freaking lucky. I don't know if it was lucky. Spivac got this if he can get a hold of Ciryl. If Ciryl just fights sloppy up against the cage. Manon only lost his split to Liam Accor her first fight. Whoop that arse. Indeed. I completely forgot Khalil Roundtree's an Ultimate Fighter guy. Yeah, the UNJ check season. Andrew's going for the favorites. I know Shamil Gaziev. He's going to be my boy, and it pisses me off. I know him. He's good. Already put in a first-round KO on Manon. Pass to make sure. Yep. Incoming bias take. I mean, it was a little biased. I think Grant Dawson is the best UFC fighter right now, or the best USA fighter right now, and would murk Armin Poirier and Gaethje. See, I don't hold him in that high regard. I do think he's good. I got nothing bad to say about him. Saint-Denis, a brawler, exciting fighter. Yes, rest in peace, Bob Barker and Brad Wyatt. I didn't know that. Rest in peace. All right. Volkan, thank you so much for the €6, my man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Wow.
That shit beautiful than a motherfucking.
The Isha Volkan DGen parlay is about sprinkling on it. I dropped my DGen parlay live at the fight night. Great breakdown as always. Best capper for sure. Hardly the best capper, but I appreciate the donations, man. And before we get to the rest of these comments here, because Volkan gave the donation, it is time. This parlay every week that I give out is the most degenerate parlay, in my opinion, on the card, and we're going to give it out here for you guys. The City Life Project, in association with our friend Volkan Arctic here in the chat, our City Life Project degenerate parlay of the week. We're going Manolo, Zecchini, Zarafarin, and Bogdan Guskov. Those are the three, again, fighters to win, money line, degenerate parlay of the week. The third one, I could have gone with someone else except for Guskov, but you know what? I'm confident in Oezdemir. Again, Manolo, Zecchini, Zara Farim and Bogdan Guskov. That is the City Life Project degenerate parlay of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I do not recommend you place that bet, but it will pay you out a little bit of money. Again, thank you so much, Volkan and Anthony, for the donations on this stream. Odds are way too close. Crazy, we haven't seen Serghei Kharitonov in the UFC ever. I drop it at the Isha live streams this Saturday. Let's go, Volkan. Can't wait. Dude, did you see what Serghei did to Lewis? Pancaked a huge heavyweight like Lewis, who can just stand up. Yeah, I mean, he did put on a great performance against Lewis, who usually is able to stand back up. I guess that was a good performance against an aging Lewis, who said he was suffering with health issues at that point, which, again, that aside, I'll give that to Serghei Spivac. But overall, man, I mean, I just don't see him doing that to a scrambly guy like Gane, who's, I mean, look, we are talking about in the live chat, which obviously means his camp is prepared for it. Spivac's only path to victory is grappling. You gotta think his camp is going to be focusing on grappling and even just focusing on the counter wrestling, staying away from the cage, back up to his feet on those takedowns that are near the cage. Again, Spivac doesn't have single leg and double legs, guys. He doesn't. He grabs the body and throws you to the ground. You got to imagine Ciryl Gane's camp is going to be drilling that, and keeping the fight on the feet, takedown defense. And as soon as Spivac gets cracked with one, he's going to be a little bit more timid. As soon as Spivac gasses after the, around somewhere in the second round, dude, Gane's going to school him. And if Spivac out grapples Gane, cut Gane from the UFC, he's not worthy. He's not worthy. If Gane beats Spivac, then Gane fights Aspinall. If Spivac beats Gane, then Aspinall fights Pavlovich for the vacant belt. Yes, I like that.
That shit beautiful than a motherfucker.
Okay, I know Gane also hit Junior Dos Santos in the back of the head. And I put my money where my mouth is. I sprinkled on Isha Degen parlay and bet a small my own parlay as well. Attaboy, Volkan. Thank you for all the support you show on this channel, by the way. I don't like Rose. She's annoying. I'm the boost. You do your homework for the breakdowns, bro. Appreciate it as always. Honestly, they're fun to do. It's fun to do homework on the breakdowns. It really is. I get my notes together. I like the fair and play a lot. I mean, it's as degenerate as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Picking Zecchini, Ferrum, and Guskov in a parlay together, money line. But hey, that's what we do here. All right, before we hang up the gloves here, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at our streaming schedule for the week, and then I will let you guys go. I got to go eat some dinner and prep for tomorrow's stream. That's right, 5 a.m. Pacific, 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We have one Friday fights, and we will be streaming that tomorrow. Again, big shout out to Money Moicano, who joined us earlier. I guess he didn't join us in this stream, but he sent his army to join us. Big shout out to them. Shout out to Rigo as well. He's been joining us. Shout out to MMA Holes. I think they unsubscribed to the channel, but we love them anyways because they were supporting the channel, and every now and then they hang in the chat for the Friday fights. But again, let's get Money Moicano's channel to 20,000 subs. Also, if you guys support our friend Mr. Grant Gregory, or if you checked out any of his work and you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do so. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So we're trying to get Money Moicano to 20,000. We're trying to get Mr. Grant Gregory to 100,000, and we're trying to get Rigo to 10 by the end of the weekend. All right. Before we take your final comments here, before we hang up the gloves, this is the schedule, the streaming schedule for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Starting with one Friday fights tomorrow, like I said, starting bright and early. Sip some coffee and watch some Muay Thai with us. It's going to be a great card, ladies and gentlemen. Then tomorrow night, we have Cage Fury FC 123. The OF prelims start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Main card starts at 9. A huge prelim card on this first Cage Fury FC event. Our friend Max Canon is, by the way, fighting this weekend as well. Cage Fury FC Saturday will be after UFC, which UFC is going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, so bright and early for you guys as well. Cage Fury FC 124. We will stream as much as this one as we can, and then we will jump to the final three. Well, actually, we'll stream most of this card is what I'm trying to say, and then whatever's left of LFA will jump over once Cage Fury FC 124 is done. And then Sunday, Anthony Pettis is back in Indiana for Fight Night 2. Anthony Pettis 7. Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship 7 for Indiana Fight Night 2. The last time we were in Indiana was awesome. I believe Cain Velasquez is going to be there as a guest. Anthony Pettis uses his connections well in the UFC and in the world of MMA to bring ambassadors and guests to his promotion. He does a great job as well. I mean, all these guys, Uriah Faber, Jorge Masvidal, Anthony Pettis, they're all putting together. Fernand Lopez out in France. They're all doing a great job right now with these regional shows. So shout out to them. Subject to change is the schedule as always if something comes up on my end. But this is the schedule we're going with as of now. So join us tomorrow morning, bright and early. Brew some coffee and join us for some One Friday Fights. All right, last few comments we'll get through before we hang up the gloves. Good night, Diego. Hope to see you tomorrow, brother. Hogram Home says, join my stream while you eat. I'll try. I think people need to know the difference between underrated and not talked about a lot. I got some steaks marinating, some broccoli, and some cottage cheese. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll join if I can, hockey from home. I will like and comment regardless. Gane was focusing on grappling with Jones. How'd that work? I don't think he was, Phony. I don't think he was. I think he obviously had grappling in his camp, but in a 6-week camp, I think he thought he was going to stand and bang with Jones. I don't think the focus was on grappling, which is why he was exposed so easy. Not saying Spivac anywhere near Jones. And again, suggesting that is kind of, you can't say that, Phony, and then backpedal with the next sentence being, not saying Spivac's anywhere near Jones, because he's not. So that comparison is moot, my friend. It's a moot. Wi-Fi's oh yeah, always stream on your computer, hockey from home. Plug into the modem. Take care, bro. See you tomorrow. The one streamer Saturday, UFC. Bye. See ya. Shout out to everyone who joined us in the live chat. Shout out to the exclusive members, Gravedigger Jones included. Let's go, baby. See you in one and probably, hopefully, K1 on DAZN. Yeah, I'm not doing K1 tomorrow, but we will start doing K1 stuff moving forward. I am going to get a DAZN subscription because K1, Crush, and RWS are going to be on or is it WDS, RWS, whatever that kickboxing league is. It's awesome as well. Yes, thank you guys so much. Shout out to Anthony on TV for the $2 donation. Volkan for the €6. Man, seriously, you guys are amazing. Every single one of you. Phony for joining us every stream as well. Diego, Hockey, JL, Benjamin, Foul One, Andrew, Activate A, Gino. Let's do a quick shout out here, guys. Who else did I miss? Chaos. The Playback Room. Thank you so much for joining. Goth JL, Brandor, King James. I'm not going to through all the comments because I know we were flooded with Moicano folks at one point. Hernan, thank you so much for joining. Dasman. Sorry for the music was a little loud earlier. And everyone in the live chat who called me a virgin from Money Moicano's channel. Appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow for the live stream. And we will be back next week for another UFC predictions video, a live interactive UFC breakdown, best bets and predictions video. Again, I'm like Moicano. RWS, that's what it is. I ain't no financial advisor. These are my predictions, and I make very clear who I feel comfortable betting on and who I don't feel comfortable betting on. If you want to take a little bit of what I say and use that knowledge, use that perspective, use this breakdown to help influence some of your picks, that is awesome. If not, no worries. It was great connecting with you, and we will see you back next week. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be a great UFC, or it's going to be a great UFC card this weekend, and it's going to be a great weekend of mixed martial arts. I will catch you guys on the next one. Comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you folks tomorrow morning for One Championship.